Brian Blair has never shied away from the spotlight. As a former killer bee in the world of wrestling and a county commissioner in the world of politics, Blair seems comfortable with his very public persona. But a very public incident last month changed all that. I had the chance to sit down with him and his wife to hear for the first time the details of how that night unfolded. It was not a typical Father's Day at the Blair house. Instead of breakfast in bed for Dad, it was a scuffle. A 911 call.
My brother and my dad just got in a fight.
Handcuffs, and this. What followed was embarrassment, questions, and a family in crisis.
Sometimes the hardest kids to mentor are your own.
Brian and Tony Blair are the proud parents of two teenage boys, Brett 17 and Bradley 14. But in the wee hours of Sunday, June 21st, their lives took an about-face from smiling politician to a man facing second-degree felony charges for child abuse.
Needless to say, I was upset.
The altercation began when Brett, his brother, and two friends came home well after curfew, nearly 4 a.m.
I was telling Brett what I was going to take away from him, and he was getting upset, and something kind of banged me in the eye, and there was a punch thrown at me, and that's when I took Brett down in an armbar.
At that point, Tony intervened.
I just tried to calm the situation down and calm the boys down and take them outside.
But Bradley's 911 call brought deputies to the door a short time later.
I'm bleeding from my ear, my eyes swelling up, my ribs are hurting, I got lumps all over my head.
Tony noticed a lump under his eye and got him a bag of frozen corn. Blair was nursing that wound when officers arrived. He says officers asked if he wanted his son arrested. He said no. It's what happened next that still baffles both of them.
They were sitting here talking to us, and two new police officers came in, and that hadn't been here through the whole procedure, and they came in and told him to put his hands behind his back. And we were sitting here with ice on his face.
He was booked into jail on second-degree child abuse charges and hours later released on his own recognizance, but not before his family's life entered a new chapter. A public figure's life just got a little more public, and father and his sons had some serious repair work to do. But he also believes Hillsborough County has some repair work of its own.
I think that I had to lay the law down right then to let them know that they aren't supposed to be out at 4 o'clock in the morning. And to have no curfew in Hillsborough County, a 13-year-old can walk the streets.
He admits curfews should begin at home. He says he looks forward to family counseling through their church and learning new parenting techniques that he can share with other parents.
This whole thing isn't about me. It's not about anybody but our family together and other people's families, and again, empowering them, making them feel like they have control over their children.
Blair is no longer facing any charges. The state attorney's office dropped them. After that decision, he was able to join his family, who was already on a vacation in the Keys. He tells me a long car ride home alone with his son Brett was his first step to right what went terribly wrong that Sunday morning in June. And as a footnote to this, tomorrow, Tampa Tribune political reporter Wendy March is reporting that Blair has decided to run for a seat in the State House.